If there is one movement that represents absolute raw power among all exercise, I believe most people's first reaction is the back squat. Indeed, whether high bar or low bar, it is the symbol of strength. However, if you ask me, the movement that best demonstrates lower body control and the core exercise is actually the front squat. In today's video, I will not only convince you from multiple perspectives why you should add front squat to your training routine, but I will also teach you step by step from scratch how to execute a perfect rep. At the end of the video, I will also list common mistakes you might make and exactly how to fix them. Also, stay tuned until the end, as I will prove a detailed front squat training program. I believe everyone, regardless of level, will find a plan that fits them. If you are a bodybuilder chasing size, the front squat is arguably the ultimate weapon for the cross, especially for vast, medialis, and lateralis. Just look at the top Olympian, the Persian Wolf Hadi. His quad and glute development is arguably some of the best in the game right now. If you follow his training, you will see him hitting heavy front squat, repping 160 kilograms easily. Why? Because the front squat forces you to maintain an upright torso. This allows the load to hang more directly onto quadriceps, generating immense mechanical tension on the legs while keeping the stress on lumbar spine relatively low. Simply put, if your front squat numbers goes up, it's almost impossible for your quads not to grow. For those looking to improve sport performance, the value of the front squat is irreplaceable. Compared to the back squat or deadlift, its mechanic and trajectory more closely mimic a vertical jump. Think about it. When you jump for a rebound or sprint on the track, isn't your body in a more upright position? The front squat simulates the force production pattern perfectly, meaning it has an incredible carryover to sport. And for weightlifters or CrossFitter, this goes without saying. For world-class weightlifter, repping 200 kilos or even 250 kilos in the front squat is normal. It's a core foundation for mastering Olympics lifts like clean and snatch. Currently, some may ask, I'm a beginner or I have a back injury history. Isn't the front squat too hard for me? Quite to the opposite. The front squat may be the best variation for beginners and those with sensitive back. Biomechanically speaking, the back squat requires more forward lean, which creates greater shear force on the lumbar spine. The front squat, with the bar in front, forces you to stay vertical, effectively reducing lumbar shear force to a minimum. For those with knee issues, although it hits the quads hard, the compressed force on the knees is actually lower than a back squat. Plus, it has a built-in safety mechanism. Your core and upper back will usually fail before your legs do. If you fail the rep, the bar just drops to the floor instead of crushing you underneath like a back squat. So it demands high core stability but is a relatively safer movement. Next, I will teach you step by step how to execute a perfect front squat. To demonstrate the movement clearly, I'm not using safety bar in the demo. Please ensure you use safety bars correctly when training alone. The following technique explanation uses a barbell. However, if you prefer using a Smith machine, all the technique details apply exactly the same way. Also, there is a common ignored risk factor, thigh hip flexor. Anatomically, thigh hip flexor causes anterior pelvic tilt, leading to hamstring compensation. This is often culprit behind shooting hips out of the hole. Therefore, targeted hip flexor stretching is a crucial step to prevent compensation and ensure glute activation. The rank height should be set between your armpit and collarbone. The rule is better too low than too high. If between two notches, always choose the lower one. You must avoid unracking on your tip-toes. This is a huge safety hazard with heavy weight. How to find the perfect rank position? We can use the zombie front squat to locate it. Hold your arms straight out. Let the bar rest naturally in the groove between your front delt and clavicle. Memorize this lock-in feeling. This is the foundation of the stability. For grip, I recommend the clean grip. Here is a misconception. You don't need a full fist grip, just hooking it with your fingers. Even 2 or 3 fingers is enough. The core goal here is to drive your elbows up, aiming for parallel upper arms. If your waist, tricep, or lat mobility isn't there yet, the cross-arm grip is a available alternative. Its advantages is zero waist stress, but the downside is obvious. Under heavy load, keeping the elbows up and the upper back straight becomes significantly harder. After unracking, I suggest a stand slightly narrower than your back squat, with toes flare out a bit more to accommodate a deeper squat dips. Breathing is slightly different from the back squat. You need to breathe up into your chest, expanding your ribcage to actively breathe against the bar. This helps maintain thoracic extension. On the descent, you shouldn't sit back like in a back squat. The front squat requires breaking the hips and knees simultaneously. Your pelvis should move vertically. On the way up, your conscious focus should always be on elbows up. Lifting the elbows extend the upper back and prevent rounding. Also, consciously keep your knees tracking over toes, no caving in. Now that you understand the movement, I will discuss some common problems you might face and teach you exactly how to fix them. If you can't keep your elbows high, it's usually due to restricted lat, tricep, or wrist mobility. Use lifting strips around the bar as an arm extension. As mobility improves, shorten your grip until you can hook the bar directly. If you round your back coming up or your hips shoot up first, it indicates a weak core or upper back. I recommend a corrective drill I personally love. Use lighter weight or intentionally perform low bar front squat or puzzle front squat. This forces you to core to take on more load, specifically strengthen your support. If your heels lift off the bottom, it's mainly due to the poor ankle dorsiflexion. Try these solutions. 1. Widen your stance and flare your toes. 2. Wear weightlifting shoes or put plate under your heels. 3. Consistently stretch and foam roll your calves to improve the ankle mobility. Finally, let's address a node technique issue, collarbone pain. This is simply an adaptation process. Look at the calluses on Liu Xiaojun's collarbones. That is a bandage of honor or for elite training. Usually after 2 to 3 weeks of consistent training, your body will build a tolerance to this pressure. Your collarbones are stronger than you think and certainly stronger than the way you can squat. Once past the adaptation process, the pain won't be an issue. Finally, here are 2 detailed training plans. Feel free to screenshot. Plan A is for beginners, training once a week. Plan B is for advanced lifters, training twice a week. 1 day heavy and 1 day focus on technique refinement. The percentage are based on your front squat 1 RM, no back squat. The deload week 4 is mandatory. It's crucial for your recovery. I have few notes regarding this program. This plan only covers the main lift. If you have energy left, Add accessory. Remember to train your posterior hamstring, as the front squat emphasizes than less. For accessory, I suggest horizontal pulling movement for the back, or isolation work for your weak point. And remember to train your core. For core work, just pick the movement you are most familiar with. Lastly, this plan lean more toward powerlifting. If you are a bodybuilder, refer to the main lift progression, but add isolation work according to your habit. Okay, that's it for this video. I believe you know how to accelerate a perfect front squat. I'm Diggy. See you.